he really loves me so much. But once I became older and I started to realize, and start to understand spirits, I knew that that wasn't healthy for a man to be so jealous of a woman that he doesn't want you to speak to anyone, that he doesn't, you got to watch who you talk to. I see brothers make comments about their wives not being able to speak to other men, and in some references I can understand it because, if you have a wife that was a whore, then, I can understand that you may not want her to, you may not trust her to deal with other men or speak to other men, or you think that a man can overtake your wife because she, maybe she's beautiful, and our forefathers even had that issue. Abraham had that issue, and I think it was Isaac as well, where Abraham, because Sarah was so beautiful, he didn't tell the king that was his wife, in fear that the man would want to kill him, be jealous of him and want to kill him. And so they lied about her being the wife and said it was his sister, supposedly because she was so beautiful. But you saw the outcome of that. He brought a curse on the king, the whole household. I mean, it was just a bunch of madness that went on, just because Abraham feared, because the beauty of Sarah, that someone would become jealous and want her and want to hurt him. But it just makes you understand that that fear, I'm talking about from a man's point of view, when men are so jealous of women that they become abusive and they start to attack the woman and she start to hinder her. She can't do this, she can't do that. And I've been in those kind of relationships. And I understand where it stems from. I understand, how it comes about, and then men usually equate it to that they love you so much, and that they, they love you so much and that they don't want no one to take you from them. They couldn't stand for another man to look at you, kind of thing. And it's awesome because it makes you feel like, oh, wow, he loves me, he loves me so much. And, for your ego, it's really awesome. It makes you feel like, wow, I'm awesome. But when you're trying to operate and work and have friends and relationships outside of your husband, it can be pretty bad because the husband is so jealous that he don't want anyone to talk to you. He don't want you to go anywhere. He don't want, and it's not healthy. And the same thing for a woman to be like that, to be so jealous of the man that he can't speak to someone and he, other women can't talk to him, and it just becomes a hindrance. It becomes, a spirit is actually on the person, because that's a spirit. You're not happy. You become miserable because you're always watching. You're always suspicious. You're always, it's a horrible, horrible way to be and a way to have to live and operate. And so I want to talk about those kind of issues in relationships with marriage. And, some women, they'll be so jealous. They're jealous of their children. They'll have daughters, and if the husband, loves the daughter too much, the woman is jealous about that. And, it just really becomes unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. And then same thing for men. Your son, he demands your attention over your child because he's jealous and he don't want you to love them so much. I mean, I've seen so many things in my life and in regards to relationships, and I've always was one to evaluate things like that. So that's why now today I can speak about these things, and maybe to help someone else, or maybe it can help sisters or even brothers, open up a dialogue about these things in relationships, because there's a lot of times that people don't want to discuss these things, and people try to hide these kind of issues because they just don't want to talk about it, or maybe they're going through it and they don't want to address it. If there's a person who actually should be speaking about it, usually if they'll shy away from these kind of subjects because it shows who they are, kind of thing. And so they could possibly bring these things up. But I think it's important, especially if you want to love, you want to be in a relationship with people, and or a man or or vice versa, and you're walking in fear, you don't know how to, allow love in because of your past experiences, because of your past hurts. So see, these are some of the things I want to address about love. Being the loving spirit that attracts love. Because I believe that's why I get a lot of marriage proposals from men, is because, they sense something in me that they, feel that they can, you know, they would like to have in their life as a wife. And so I want to help other women become righteous women and loving women, so that, sisters can be married and have healthy marriages, and not marriages that fall apart, and not marriages that end in, violence, or, bickering and arguing, over things, because jealousy has a lot to do with that. When a woman is jealous, she tends to nag, and she tends to becomes very needy, and she wants all this attention because she feels she's not getting it from the man. Or if the man shows another woman the slightest attention, she's over the, she flies off the handle, because she equates her jealousy with love, instead of equating it with insecurity and something spiritual, like a demon, actually. And that goes for men too. Men, if you're over jealous of your wife and feeling like, oh, it's to the point where she can't talk to anyone, and she can't, even say work, or, it becomes unhealthy. And it's not love. Love is freedom, where to the point where you love this person, you want to see them grow and excel and be, who they need to be for you, because it's all about, enhancing and your partner. It's all about helping and being one, So, I want to, speak about this. I think it's very important. Marriage and love and finding the right mate, and finding someone who loves you and who needs you and who you need and who loves you and who wants to help you and, make you a better person, and you make them a better person. It helps us grow closer to Yeshua Christ, and which only strengthens our relationship with the Most High. And I think it's very important that we learn how to develop these relationships with one another in love, in understanding, and in kindness, and sometimes even in correction. Sometimes you have to correct people in order for them to grasp, that they need to grow, because we all believe we're wonderful as we are. We all think we're the best person we could be, until sometimes someone has to point it out to you, like, okay, so I wanted to talk about that, learning how to love a man and be a Proverbs 31 woman, and, get our households in order as we prepare for the wilderness, and, dealing with each other as a community, and, having to deal with brothers and sisters who are not really basically at the same level as, you may be, and how to kind of deal with that. And I like to focus on young women, because I think it's important that young women learn how to be wives, learn how to be mothers, and take care of their family. And that's something that is not really taught. It's like we supposed to know it, and you don't know it. And usually when you get it, the information, you're getting it from a wrong source, because we're coming out of Babylon. So, when we go into scriptures and we go into Proverbs 31, and I want to talk about it, in Proverbs 31:10, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And that just speaks volume, because when a man finds a righteous woman, a woman that he can trust, a woman that he don't worry about her having to deal and speak with other men, because he knows his wife is not going to go astray. She's not going to, sneak around with another man. She's not going to, do anything that's out of order that will disrespect him. And that, when you have that kind of comfort as just a human being, I don't know what it's like for a man, but I just know you just having that confidence in a situation where you know that this person is not going to do you wrong. This person is not going to, let you down. They're going to do what is right. That is what comforts you in another person, and having a mate that you know that they're not going to disrespect you, even if you're not watching them. They're not going to let you down when you walk away. Then they're not going to go, ooh, and have an eye for someone else, or, speak to someone in a flirtatious way, or anything that's going to make this person not feel good and not be happy with you. So, and I'm talking from a woman's point of view, and I'm speaking mainly to women, but it's also for men too. As a woman, your husband should be confident in you, that he should not have to worry about, oh, my wife, she's a little flirty, or she may flirt with a man, or she may, do this, or she may do that. That should not even have to cross your husband's mind. And a lot of times, we as human beings, we feel like, oh, we want to make our mate jealous, and so that way he can prove how much he loves you. Women like to do stuff like that, and men do it a lot as well. I've always had that experience where I had to deal with men always trying to make me jealous. And because I'm not a jealous person, I would see it, that it's obvious that, he's trying to make me jealous because he wants to get a rise out of me, because he feels insecure about the relationship, because maybe I'm just not the type to be acting all, I'm just not that way. I don't know how I got like that, but I'm just not the jealous type, or I'm so overly needy, where I need constant reassurance. And usually in relationships I get it because I'm not begging for it. You understand? And I just want to, help other people understand these kind of things that we do, thinking to get certain reactions. And it's usually out of insecurity, People, most of us as human beings are very insecure. Even the ones who try to act, like they don't, like they have it all together, and, they're confident, especially if they're good looking, everybody, has to put on this face that they are secure, But usually your actions show that you're not secure, and these are the kind of things that I'm talking about. So, back to the scriptures, that when a man finds a good woman, and he doesn't have to worry about these things, that she's going to do something to make him jealous, to get a rise out of him, to make him react, or vice versa. The men do things to make her jealous, to make her, put her in check, or whatever reason, he may have to try to make this woman jealous. And this is what I have experienced, and this is why I could talk about it, that I find that a lot of men do that. They'll try to make you jealous, to make themselves make you feel that you have something worth having. And it should be about your character and how you are as a man, or how you are as a woman, that should bring this out in your mate, is that your qualities that they should appreciate about you, not because you're looking at someone else, or you've tried to indirectly make the other person jealous so they can feel like, oh, I love him. You understand what I'm trying to say? I hope I'm bringing this across. But okay, going back to the scriptures. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. That's 11. That's Proverbs 31:11. Again, the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. And that goes into that he trusts her. He knows that she's not